Common Industries 2, lecture number 35 is process of making paint. Table of contents. The table of contents of this lecture are: what is paint and how is it made, the complex process of making paint, the ingredients in paint, the manufacturing process. So in this lecture you will learn about the paints, the complex procedure which is involved in the making of paints, and which ingredients are used in the making of paints. What is paint and how is it made? The first use of paint can be traced back to the French and Spanish people. So firstly, the paints were utilized by some Spanish and French people. Earlier, the paints were used by some French and Spanish people. More than 20,000 and 25,000 years ago, artists used natural substances to make paints. So, about 20,000 or 25,000 years ago, the paints color or the paints were made from some natural substances. So some natural substances were used in the making of paints. Things like earth pigments, charcoal, juice from berries, blood and milkweed sap were often utilized. So some natural substances were used for the making of paints, like earth pigments, charcoal and juices from different fruits like berries were used to make the paints. Blood and milkweed sap were also utilized for the purpose of manufacturing of paints. The Egyptians and Hebrews used it as a protective coating for the wood on their ships. So after French and Spanish people, the paints were utilized by some Egyptian people, and they used paints as a coating. The paints were used as a protective coating of wood. So mostly the Egyptian people use paint for their woods and to protect their woods on their ships from surrounding weathers or from different environmental conditions. In the 1700s, Thomas Stilt built the first American paint mill. So when first American paint mill was built about 1700s, Thomas Stilt was a scientist who firstly made the American paint mill. It was located in Boston, Massachusetts. The first patent for paint was purchased in 1865 by D.P. Philin. So, the first paint mill which was made was located in Boston, Massachusetts. The first patent for paint was purchased in the year 1865 by D.P. Philin. However, it was not until 1867 that this company began mixing paints for consumers. So, until 1867, the company has not begun mixing paints for the consumers. Before 1930, stone mills were used to grind the pigments. Later, these were replaced by steel bars. So, in 1930s, the stone mills were used for the grinding of pigments. The paints were grounded by using the stone mills, and in the stone mills the pigments were placed and then they were grounded. The stone mills were replaced by the steel bars. After the stone mills, the steel bars were used to grind the pigments. These days, sand mills and high-speed dispersion mixture grind the dispersible pigments. So nowadays, sand mills and high-speed dispersion mixtures are used to grind the dispersible pigments. These high-speed dispersion mixtures are used to disperse the pigments, and they are also used to grind the pigments. The complex process of making paint. So how complex is the process of making paint? Most people don't give the paint manufacturing industry much thought. Why? Most people do not consider that they manufacture the paint in the industry because the process of manufacturing of paint is very difficult. This process consists of the various complex processes, and it is very difficult to make the paint and to make the raw materials which are used in the manufacturing of paints. That's why most manufacturers don't give the paint manufacturing industry much thought. They see it is as nothing more than a colorful tint that is applied to the walls. So, the most manufacturers consider that the paint is no more than a colorful tint which is used as a coating which is applied to their walls. So what is tint? In color theory, if we look at the color theory, or if we read the color theory, we come to the point that a tint is a mixture of color with white which reduces darkness, while a shade is a mixture with black which increases darkness. Both processes affect the resulting color mixture's relevant lightness. A tone is produced either by mixing a color with grey or by both tinting and shading. So, according to the color theory, a tint is the mixture of a color with the white which reduces the darkness. So paint is a colorful tint which is used to apply to the walls, which is used as a protective coating to the walls. However, paint is more than just a color. It is a liquid material that dries to a beautiful finish. So the paint is not more than a color. The paint is not just a color, it is more than just a color. It is a liquid material which is applied to the walls or different wooden materials. And when a paint is dried, it gives the walls or the materials a beautiful. How complex is the process of making paint? It takes a complex chemical process to turn this liquid into a solid. For making paint, a complex procedure is required. In this procedure, various chemical materials or various chemical agents are used, and these agents convert the liquid material into the solid material. Paint is used for beautification, protection, sanitation, and even identification. So what are the uses of paints? The paints has wide number of uses. It is used for beautification. It is used for the beautification of walls and different surfaces. It's used for protection of walls, different surfaces and different equipments. It's used for sanitation and even for the identification purposes. Consequently, many have no clue what paint is made of and the process that is used to generate it. So consequently, there is no clue that how paint is made, how complex is the procedure of making paint. So which procedure are required to make the paint. So there is no clue about the exact procedure which is used. The ingredients in paint. So which are the ingredients which are used in the manufacturing of paints? There are four main components in paint. They are resin, additives, solvent and pigments. So there are four major components which are utilized in the paint, and these four major components are resin, additives, solvents and pigments. So in the manufacturing of paints, resins are required. There are different additives which are added in the manufacturing of paints. Besides the resins and additives, there are solvents and pigments which are used in the paints. The pigments are used to give the color to the paint. The resin is a binder that holds all the pigments together. It allows the product to adhere to the surface is painted to. So the main function of pigment is to give color to the paint, while the resin work as a binder. And what is the function of resin? The resin is act as a binder and it binds the component of the pigments. So major function of the resin is that they bind the components of the pigments. And another important function of the resin is that it allows the products that are used in the paints to adhere to the surface. When we use the paint as a surface coating or when we paint a surface, so the major function of resin is that it helps the paint to adhere to the surface. A water-based paint uses acrylic emulsion polymer to bind. So mostly in water-based paints, which compounds are used for the purpose of binding? In the water-based paints, the acrylic emulsions polymers are used to bind. The acrylic emulsion polymers work as a binder for water-based paints. Common acrylic polymers come in a wide variety of types and combinations, such as methyl and butyl methyl acrylate. Inexpensive paint use polyvinyl acetate to bind. So there are wide number of variety of components that are used in the manufacturing of paints. There are different types of or the variety of components that are used in the manufacturing of paints, and these paint components are used in various combinations. So commonly acrylic polymers are used in a wide variety of types and combinations, such as methyl and butyl methacrylate are used in a combination, and there are some inexpensive paints, and these inexpensive paints use the polyvinyl acetate as a binder. What are additives? and why they are added in the paints. What is the role of solvents in the paints? Additives are used to enhance the properties of substance. It makes it glide on the wall with the brush. So basically, the role of an additive is to enhance the property of the substance. They are used to enhance the properties of the substance that are present in the paint. There are other advantages of the additives. They are used to make it glide on the wall with the brush. So how we can use the paint with the brush? It also makes it mold and scuff resistance. Without additives, the drying time would not be as fast as it is, and there would be sag resistance. So how important is the additive is? The additive is very important in the manufacturing of paints. The additives are added in the paint to make it mold and scuff resistance. If we do not add the additives in the paints, what happens? The drying time of a paint would not be fast if we do not add the additives in the paints, because there would be a sag resistance in the absence of additives. Solvents act as a carrier that helps bind the pigments and resin together. These agents can be organic like mineral traps, or the manufacturer can use plain water. So what are solvents and why the solvents are added in the paints? What is the role of solvents in the paint? So basically the role of solvent is to help the paint they are used to act as a binding agents. They help to bind the pigments and resin together. So major purpose of the solvent is to act as an agent which has binding properties. So it helps to bind the pigments and the resin together. So these agents can be organic like mineral traps, or these agents can be simply as the plain water. So what are mineral traps? Basically mineral traps is used for mineral turpentine. Mineral turpentine is a clear, colorless liquid hydrocarbon often referred to as tubs. So we simply call the mineral turpentine as tubs. Mineral tubs is characterized as having good solvency with controlled evaporation. It has a property that it leaves little to no residues on drying. There are many uses of mineral turpentines. Mineral turpentines has wide variety of uses. Because mineral turpentine is a versatile product. It acts as a binding agent in the paints. What are the uses of paints? And what is the role of pigments in the paints? Lastly, pigments are used to give paints its color and sheen. So the role of pigments is to give the color to paint. They are used to produce sheen. And what is sheen? A sheen is a quality of things that are shiny. So basically the word sheen is used for the shiny things, usually with reflected light. So sheen is a quality of things that are shiny and usually with reflected light. Anything that shines has a sheen. So anything which has an ability to shine has a sheen, like satin in candlelight or a beautiful head of hair. A sheen is the luster that happens because of reflected light. So in simple word we can say that the sheen is a luster. And why sheen is happen? The sheen is happen due to the presence of reflected light. So the main purpose of the pigment is to give the color and sheen to the paint. They are placed into two groups, prime and extender. So basically they are placed into two groups. One group is the prime and the second group is the extender. So what is the role of prime? The prime is used to give the colors such as white, green, yellow and various other colors. So basically they are pigments and they are used to give the color to the paint. And what are extender and what is their role? The extender are the solid components of paint. They are finely ground natural materials, mostly they occur naturally, and the example of extender is the common earth, and they have no effect on the color of the paint. They do alter some properties of the paint. What is the role of extender? The extender gives body to the paint, that increase the bulk in the coating. So the major role of the extender is to extend the properties of the paint. So one group of the pigment is prime. The prime pigments will include colors like white, green oxide, yellow and red. So there are different colors which are included in the prime pigments. These colors are white, green oxide, yellow and red. So the second group is the extender, and in the other group of extender it includes calcium carbonate, talc and mica, to name a few. So there are some groups which are included in the extender, and these groups are calcium carbonate, talc and mica. Manufacturing procedure. So what is the manufacturing procedure which is used for the making of paint? There are 4 critical parts in paint manufacturing. So there are different processes which are involved in the manufacturing of paints, and these are 4 critical parts that are used in the paint manufacturing processes. They are measurement of ingredients, preparation and pigment dispersion, letdown, laboratory testing and canning. So the main parts which are involved in the manufacturing of paints are the measurement of ingredients. How we can measure the ingredients, how we can prepare the pigments, and which methods are used for the dispersion of pigments, how pigments are dispersed. Let down and letting down the pigments, and then an important process which is involved in the paint manufacturing process is laboratory testing. So when our product goes towards the finishing process, so our product is tested to check its quality. Either our product is fine in its quality or either it is good to use. After laboratory testing, our product goes towards a canning process. So canning process is very important process which is involved in paints. The canning is an effective method which is used for the transportation and storing of paints. So in canning process, our paints are transported and stored. So these are the important methods or the important parts which are involved in the manufacturing process. So these all procedures are handled with great care because these are the critical parts of paints manufacturing. Paint is manufactured in large lots using calibrated vast. The ingredients are measured and weighed on scales. So basically, the paints are manufactured in the large lots. So calibrated vast are used in the paints manufacturing process that are used to tell us about the accuracy of overall measurements. How accurate are our measurements? The calibrated vast tell us about the accuracy of overall measurements. The ingredients are measured and weighed on the scale. So then the ingredients are measured, and for measuring the ingredients and they are weighed on the scale. Pigments are added next. These powders are small and stick together forming clumps. They are broken down by the reagents and additives that keep them from sticking together, which is called dispersion. Mixers are used to combine the pigments and disperse the pigments. So after measuring and weighing of paints in the large lots, there goes towards the next procedure. In the next procedure, the pigments are added. And what are pigments? These are present in the powder form, and these are very small particles which are present in the powder forms, and they are stick together, and when they are stick together they forms a clumps. How we can break down these small particles? We can broken down these small particles by using the reagents. What is the role of additives here? The additives keep the pigments sticking together. So the major role of the additive is to stick together the various components. And this process, which is involved in sticking together the components, is called the dispersion. There are certain mixtures which are used, and their use is to combine the pigments and to disperse the pigments. So basically the role of mixers is to combine or disperse the assignments. Assignment number 1 is describe a tint according to color theory. Assignment number 2 is what are mineral salts and what are their uses.